So just finished the install for my ACS 1LE color side rockers for the SS Camaro, the ZL1 style. I also installed the rock guards right here. I think it adds a nice aggressive wide stance to it. Also gives it a little contrast to the blue paint. I like that. Overall, it was a good install. It wasn't the smoothest install. I'm going to point out some of the things I ran into that I didn't see in other people's install videos, just in case other people have issues or run into the same things. Hopefully it can help some of you out. Alright, so I just wanted to point out a couple of things on these ACS rock guards that can install. So I had an issue with my passenger side. For whatever reason, this rivet and this rivet, when I did the screw holes, when I drilled the holes out for them, they didn't grab the liner, and I did use the 3/16, everything recommended. The first 4 went in fine, but to combat that solution, what I did is I just drilled an extra 2 right here and used the pick to pull that through. These 2 grabbed. This one actually is the only one that's not grabbing. This one actually did grab after this one went in. I guess I turned the rivet the right way and it grabbed the liner. Whenever you're dealing with like a soft fabric like this, you're always kind of taking a chance. But the only thing I will say on this passenger side as well is to make sure you don't hit the reservoir that's sitting right behind this, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second with these extra holes. Have to be very, very careful. I think they should actually call that out in the instructions, but they don't. Alright, so I'm trying to show you the best I can, but it's really, really difficult. It's a very, very tight space. It's near impossible to get behind this wheel well if you to try and grab it or put a washer behind it if the hole gets too big. You can kind of see some of the rivets I have right there, but this is that reservoir that I'm talking about that sits right behind that wheel well. So when you're drilling your holes, be very, very careful you don't hit that and therefore potentially cause a leak or an issue, because if you look under the engine bay, that is very, very difficult to get to. It kind of wraps around the wheel well. I don't even know how they get it out. I'd have to look that up myself, but it seems like it could be a very costly repair. Also, another thing I wanted to point out, if you're also getting the ZL1 ACS side rockers, some of these holes, if you can see right here, are very, very close, sorry about the image, to this. And it's very difficult to get a drill in here without, one, kind of being afraid of hitting this and trying to get the angle right so the rivet sits flush. And then 2, if you've got a rivet gun, I mean, there's just no chance you're getting it into this original hole. So what I did is I ended up actually coming back a little bit and doing my own drill hole rivet there. And then if you go to the back of the car as well, as you can see, this one is practically, I mean, all the way underneath this. I mean, you could try and flex this back, but I didn't want to take that risk. I tried a rivet right there, but it didn't really get where I wanted it to. So then I have this rivet right here, which you can see it doesn't necessarily sit super flush, but it did get a good grab. And I had a much better angle with the drill and the rivet gun to get a good catch. So that is my solution if you find yourself looking at this. I know I watched a lot of install videos on this and no one really called that out. So I just kind of like to hit different situations for other people in case you run into it and you want to try a different way.